morning. It is Wednesday morning, a little after 7, and we have left Pulpit Harbor and are back into Penobscot Bay. And the weather forecast says the wind this morning should be out of the northwest, maybe switching to southwest sometime this afternoon. So that's not the common direction. Like in Connecticut, the prevailing breezes in Maine are southwest, and in fact the forecast for the rest of the week says southwest, with maybe some south thrown in. So anyway, we're headed southwestish. And, well, I'm not going to predict where we're going to end up, but we're taking advantage of the breeze to head in a direction that would normally be hard to go. So we have a light breeze this morning. It's 5 to 10. The forecast does say gust to 20 perhaps this afternoon. That would be interesting. But we're going to continue to float along here. We'll give some thought about putting up the Doyle UPS since the breezes are so light, but have to keep an eye on things for those 20-knot gusts. All right, more later. We'll try to take some pretty pictures. Well, that didn't last long. The breezes petered out altogether, and we're kind of drifting up onto the rocks. So I guess we'll strike the sails and motor some. Still going in that same general west-southwest direction. It's about 9:15, and the wind has come back, and it's come back from the southwest. That didn't last long. So I guess we're no longer going to hope we can sail southwest. And I think what we'll do is kind of loop around North Haven and Vinal Haven Islands. We won't circumnavigate today, but we'll head in that direction. So this is the western entrance to the Fox Island Thoroughfare, which is a body of water that separates the islands of North Haven and Vinal Haven. Why it's not North Haven and South Haven, nobody knows. We're now on a course southerly, more or less, through a series of small islands, and that allows us to turn the engine off and sail. Some of these patches are kind of tight, so we'll see if this was a good idea or not, but it's much more pleasant just ghosting along here. I'll try to take some more pictures. I'll admit I don't remember what I said last. We put up the sails briefly a little while ago, and then found that the wind was too fluky, and we were going through some narrow places. So I furled the head sail, and I motored. And I spent some time going in and out of little areas in an island chain, looking for potential anchorages, and I think I found a couple. But now we've come to a more open area. There is a bit of breeze, and so we're back to sailing, which is excellent. I keep looking at it. There's a large boat, probably a ferry, over there. It makes me nervous, but now I'm sailing, and I'm sure they have lots of practice of going around sailboats. So, well, I'll try to take some more pretty pictures, and I'll probably change course for this ferry anyway. Well, I guess sailing just isn't in the cards for today. Yeah, that lasted about 15 minutes, and the wind's gone again. So, still, motoring isn't that bad on a beautiful day here in Maine. That is Hurricane Island, which at one point was the headquarters, I guess you'd call it, of the Outward Bound group. I don't think it is anymore. Not sure what it's used for now. Has some nice looking buildings on it. So we are anchored in a place called Deep Cove. That's off the coast of Vinal Haven Island, as opposed to yesterday's anchoring experience. I am the only boat here, and it's very Maine-y. So I guess we should look at the chart. So here is North Haven Island. This is Penobscot Bay here. And Pulpit Harbor is here on the north shore. And when we left there, there was a west breeze. And that took us, maybe this far. And then it died. So we started motoring. And motoring has its advantages, obviously, but one of them is it allowed me to poke in and check out some harbors. So I looked in Bartlett Harbor, which has some anchoring possibilities. Since I was originally planning to go over towards Owl's Head. Actually, there is no line for that, but it's over here someplace. But instead, we came down around the east end of North Haven. Sorry, that's the west end. And Well, I guess we'll go to the next page of the chart. So here again is the west end of North Haven Island, and we came down and around this way. There's a obelisk-like thing that I took a picture of here on Fiddler Ledge. And this is the entrance, the west entrance to Fox Island Thoroughfare, up through here. And then we came down, where did we? Oh yes, through this little narrow passage. We checked out some more anchorages in this area. It's not as narrow as it looks there, but and then we came down Hurricane Sound and past Hurricane Island here, and now we're right on the edge. We'll have to go to whatever chart is over on this side. Okay, Hurricane Sound is here, and this island is Green's Island. It's off of Vinal Haven, this larger island here. And we came into, where are we? Green's Island is here. We came into Deep Cove in here, and it is pretty deep through here. I could have anchored pretty far out, except it's full of lobster pots, and I didn't want to anchor in the middle of lobster pots. So I'm pretty close up at this end. I anchored in about 20 feet of water at high tide, so it should get down to about 10 at low tide. And that's where we are. We do get a little bit of swell coming in from the southwest, but it's not too bad way up in here in the end. Recently, I bought a drone. Well, this spring sometime, and I've played around with it a little. Nowhere near enough, I think, to really get any good at it. But I'm going to attempt to do some drone photography here in Deep Cove, and if it doesn't work, you'll never see this. Well, apparently you are going to get to see some drone footage. I managed a couple of shots that I think I'll be able to edit short bits from. So I find that to be a completely nerve-wracking experience. I'm not used to it. But well, hopefully with practice I'll get better and gain more confidence and that kind of thing. So we'll try to find opportunities to do that again on this trip and future trips. One thing I noticed going ashore is from here, you know, I look over there at the rocks behind me, and I seem right on top of them, but from shore I seem a reasonable distance away. So it was good to get that perspective. Anyway. All right, well, the afternoon is wearing on. That ate up quite a bit of it, much more than the 2 minutes of film I managed to capture. We'll think up something to do. Well, I need to change footwear. I got my feet wet beaching and unbeaching the dinghy. I shouldn't use the term beaching because it's not a beach, it's just big rocks. Anyway, the day goes on. Well, unfortunately, that big cloud over there has stolen our sunset from us. But fortunately, that big cloud cannot also steal our dinner from us. So tonight we have ham, macaroni, and tomato glop. Came from home frozen. Heated up in a food saver bag in warm water, hot water. And we have a fresh garden salad, mostly vegetables from our garden, and some wine, of course. Bon appetit. I spoke too soon. There's our sunset.